Hi everyone, Heather Reid here of Planner Protect, where we help you sign your next contract with confidence. Today I want to talk about hidden fees. I was part of an industry discussion that had both planners and suppliers in it, and really the conversation kept coming back to hidden fees. And what do we mean by hidden fees? Well, things like things we might call nickel and diming, podiums, water stations, coat racks, power bars, staging units, things that we may not think about when we're in the phase of contracting, but then later come back and there's a charge for them. And that charge is understandable. They are revenue generating for the venue. But if we're aware of them at the contract stage, then perhaps we can negotiate to include those items as concessions, or include them as part of our meeting space rental, those sorts of things. So I have a number of points that I'd like to share with you today that might help you when you are negotiating your contract to help you avoid hidden fees when you get to the time of your event. So I've jotted a few down because I don't want to forget them. So the first thing to do perhaps is to keep a running list when you're doing an event of all those little things that come to mind the closer you get to the event. So things like the risers, the podiums, the water stations, the coat racks, all those sorts of things. Keep a running list, and as you're negotiating, be mindful, will I need these for my event? Because you want to bring those into the contract phase, even if it's a ballpark number. The second thing, when you're doing your site visit, be sure to ask what is included in my meeting space rental. And along with that, look at the marketing specifications on their website. What does it say is included as part of the meeting space rental? And then look at the proposal that you receive that is prospecting for your business, and make sure that all three of those lists of items are included in the contract. So you want a specific spot in the contract that says our meeting space rental includes features A, B, C, D, E, and make sure that you've captured all of those various items that are to be included, so that when it gets to the time of your event, you know for sure that those will be included without an additional charge. The third thing, before you negotiate, ask for ballpark quotes on items. So if you're using power, get a quote for maybe an electrical drop for your main AV table in your main room. Ask for a power drop quote for your booths, so that you've got some context moving into your contract, and perhaps you're able to negotiate that price into your contract so you can lock it in, or perhaps it's with a small increase year over year. So you've got a baseline for both yourself and the venue's purposes when it comes time to actually host the event, so you're not being gouged with higher rates for some of the needs of your meeting. The fourth item is, do not agree in the language of the contract to when it says anticipated needs to be discussed or additional terms to be identified later. That is not acceptable. All of that should be discussed and laid out in plain English in your contract. The seventh one I want you to think about is ask for miscellaneous items to be included as part of your concessions. If you really don't want to pay for some of those furniture items such as water stations, coat racks, risers, podiums, all of those sorts of things, then ask for them to be included as concessions, and make those priority concessions for you if you would prefer not to pay for them, and use that as part of your negotiating. And the final one is really truly to consult with a professional to make sure that in your contract you have language that helps you avoid undisclosed fees or surcharges at the time of your event. So language that says that any fees, surcharges, rental costs, etc. have been fully disclosed in the body of the contract, and that you are not forced to new fees if they haven't been disclosed. So there you go. There's 8 tips for helping you to avoid the charges of hidden fees. They might be things that you hadn't thought about, but then come back and they add up quickly on your bottom line. If you need help, by all means, reach out to plannerprotect.ca. book a complimentary call with me, sign up for our newsletters, take one of the courses. We're here to help you negotiate a great venue contract.